So I was living in Kafue, Kafue is on the Zambia-Zimbabwe border. So I'm born there in 1971, and quite a lot of, at that time, Tanzania Railway is becoming a thing, right? But where I was living, there wasn't so much access to the hospital or whatever. So it's not just an economic issue with Belt and Road, with the railway. Sometimes, for example, a village next to a river can get cut off for a third of the year during the rainy season. But if you have the railway, the people without a car can get to the city. And what does that mean? Why is Belt and Road so important? It's important not just for economic empowerment, it's social empowerment. So if you're going to birth a baby and you do not have a full-scale hospital in your village, you can still get a ticket on the railway to the nearest capital to have your baby. So, for example, I was born in Lusaka. I wasn't born in Kafue. Why? Because the midwife is in Lusaka. She's not in Kafue. So, in terms of healthcare, it is absolutely essential. Belt and Road, for me, it's sort of a belt and road to a better future for men, women, children. Because China has the technology to bring people together. And when do people need to be brought together? When they're when they have a medical need, when they want to sell something at the market. Everybody knows that businesses, they grow up along the railway, they grow up along the road. But that railway and road, they need to be safe, they need to be trusted by the people, and they need to be at a decent price. The thing about the railway in China is a decent price. It's railway for the people, it's the railway for the masses. But when I go to the railway station, number one, it's super safe. Number two, I can get to the destination reliably and on time. And number three, I don't need to pay too much. And this is why I really like your railway project in Africa, because it means that you can get your goods to port, you can get your goods to the city, but you can also get your pregnant mom to the midwife, so the baby is born safely, like me. So I appreciate that railway. I appreciate it maybe for 50 years. Since I'm born, I appreciate it. So I'm not joining Belt and Road now because it's a big fashion today. I'm joining Belt and Road because it's a process for 70 years that's been improving people's lives in developing countries. China knows what the mass needs, not the minority wants. The minority wants a Lamborghini and a Porsche. The masses want access to good healthcare when they need it on a railway that will get them there safely. So what I like about Belt and Road, it's playing to the masses, not the minority. It will also ultimately benefit the rich minority, because when your workers are happy, when your workers have good healthcare, when your workers have access to the city, the CEOs, the city markets, the share prices, they also benefit. But if you're not looking after the masses, if I'm at home in my village and I have bilharzia, I have tsetse, I have malaria, I am not going to work. Unless you give the ordinary people access to good healthcare with a high-speed rail, you do not have the workforce to take your country through the economic transition that leads to manufacturing, that leads to services industry, that leads to financial markets. So first of all, you have to look after the 80% before the super rich can facilitate the economic growth that generates big business. And I think every people in every country, they want the same thing: good access to education, healthcare, business opportunities. And I think that's what Belt and Road is giving them.